Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of my favorites from 2018 Drugstore edition. So if you missed part 1 from this, I will leave a card up here so you can go watch that. That is going to be my high-end products that I recommend. But trust me, I have a little bit of everything in this. So I am starting with skincare and ending with your hair. So everything in between. So if you want to see what are my favorites, the products that I fell in love with during 2018, then you're in the right place. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button along with the bell notifications so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So again, if you want to see everything I loved, just keep watching. Alright guys, so this is the drugstore edition of my skincare, and I want to talk to you about some of my favorite products that I use. The first one is going to be the Pixie Skin Treatment Glow Tonic. So this is the 5% glycolic acid. I will put this on when I'm fresh out of the shower, after I've already washed, exfoliated, and everything else, before I start going in with any of my serums or primers or anything like that. I just feel this does the best job of really getting in and getting any of that last little bit of dirt and debris that can get into your skin and clean that really well. Plus, it does such a good job of just brightening up my skin. I just think it looks beautiful. The next two products are one I have talked about forever and ever and ever. The first one is the Mizon Multi-Functional Formula Snail Repair Eye Cream. So what this does is it has a snail excrement in it, and that is so good for plumping up your skin and hydrating it. No, they don't go and squeeze the stuff out of the snails, but it's so good, and I can really tell a difference when I don't use this with my skincare routine, because every once in a while I do try some other products that are sent to me, so I quit using what I'm using and then I start one by one bringing things in. And once I bring this along with the recovery gel cream for the rest of my face, that's when my skin starts loving me again. So let's move on to the Snail Recovery Gel Cream. Again, this is by Mizon, and this is, I'll show you here, it's a clear gel. It doesn't have a scent to it. It doesn't leave any yucky feeling behind. It just sinks right into your skin, and it feels so good. The cream is indeed a cream. It comes out white, and you just need the tiniest bit to go around your eyes and do that. So these are two of my must-haves. Just gotta have it. The next two products I don't happen to have in the room with me, but I will put pictures up here for you to see. The first one is the Dove Body Polish Crushed Macadamia and Rice Milk, and this is the body scrub. And again, it's just got those perfect granules for getting in and scrubbing down your skin without leaving it all irritated, without you being all red when you get out of there, and it just leaves your skin feeling so soft afterwards, and just like you've really gotten rid of all that dead stuff and you're good to go and get some good moisturizers on afterwards, but it also leaves your skin feeling very, very hydrated. The next one is the Dove Shower Foam Deep Moisturizing Cleanser. This is a foam that comes out of a pump, and again, it just leaves your skin feeling so silky soft after you use it. You can use it to shave your legs. You can just use it for an all-over body wash, but I absolutely love how soft my skin is. My skin can get dry so easily, so I really have to go in and do a lot of hydrating. So this has been a game changer for my skin since I started using it, and some products I highly recommend. Alright guys, let's talk about my drugstore recommendations for primers. So I talked in my high-end one about the Tarte Clean Slate primer and how much I love this. But if you need a drugstore version, go pick up the Catrice Prime and Fine. It's not exactly like it, but it's pretty darn close. It's a thick paste, and again, you just take a little bit on a finger. You normally warm it up between your fingers and then just go all over your face. But it just leaves such a silky feeling behind it. Almost is like the Tatcha as well. So I really do like this one, and that would be one that if I'm, don't care about, I'm not that I don't care about my makeup, but just one I don't want to spend a lot of time doing my makeup or anything like that. I just want to do a quick look, or just kind of get rid of the poor look and not even do makeup that day. this is a great one to put on. Another one I really like is the Kokie Smooth Glow. This is a hydrating primer. So again, with my dry skin, I need help. And this comes out white. It just blends right in. The color goes away, and it just leaves your skin feeling very, very hydrated. It doesn't get tacky at all, but it just leaves your skin feeling very smooth and gives you a nice smooth base. Then I have a couple that are by KarenReneBeauty. So I had to get both of these in here because they both do different things. This one is the H2O Fresh Dewy Base Primer. And then they have the mattifying. So this is a pore minimizing oil-free primer. They're totally different sizes, but you get 1.05 ounces and only 0.68 of the mattifying. So if you need hydration, go with this one. If you need some mattifying help, go with this one. All right, let's talk about my favorite drugstore concealers. The first one I don't even have in here for some reason, so I think I must have put it in the wrong drawer somewhere. But that would be the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. That stuff is like the perfect dupe for Shape Tape. It is so good. If you've tried their foundation at all, it's got the same shade range and everything, so you can do a perfect match to your foundation. So that's one I highly, highly recommend. The next one I've really been loving a lot is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealers. I have a few different shades. You can see that one, hair on it, hopefully, is like, there's nothing left in there. And then I've got these two. That one's half used up, and that one's a new one ready to go. Here's what I don't like about them. It's got this really flimsy sponge, which doesn't give you any control over where this goes if you press too hard. You're going to get the stuff everywhere you don't want it. So what I tend to do is just take a small concealer brush and I go into the tip of the product, use that, and then put it under my eye, because otherwise this stuff gets everywhere. And then the last one I've really been liking is the JOA Truly Yours Full Coverage Concealer. Do not confuse this one with their other concealer because it's awful. It was so dry. It creased on me. It just looked horrible. This one, a nice consistency. There you go. And it just blends out like a dream. And I am in the color Classic Ivory. So those would be my favorite drugstore concealers. All right, guys, now let's talk about my favorite drugstore foundations. So I have a hard time just stopping at 5. So I'm sneaking another one in, but that's because this one's a little bit different. So you'll understand when we get to it. The first one I have is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. So this one, it just is perfection in a bottle. It's drugstore. It's gorgeous. I have heard on some people it oxidizes. It does not on me. If a product oxidizes, I return it. I don't want to deal with that. So I don't want to have to try and get something one shade lighter, or maybe I'll wear this during the summer when I'm a little bit more tan. No. So this one's great for me. The next one I have is another kind of new favorite. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I was so excited to try this because I'd heard so many good things. Here's what I don't like. I did this in my video when I showed it. It sounds gross when you take it out. It's got a huge wand on it, and it holds a lot of product. And I just think this is just a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It doesn't crease on your skin. It just blends in and looks so natural. And I was excited about that because I had absolutely fallen in love with their Makeup Revolution, and it's their Fast Base Stick Foundation. This one, if I were to compare it between this and the Hourglass, I would go hands down with this one. I always want to have a stick foundation of some sort because sometimes I have just those stubborn areas where foundation doesn't want to stick, like maybe on my nose. So I can always go in and add this underneath my other foundation or even on top of it if I haven't powdered yet. But this one is just so creamy and it blends out like a dream. So that's not even blended in. That's just a little swipe on my hand. I'm in the color F4, and the numbers here will also match. This one is F4, and their concealers would be C4, would be the same shade. So you can always tell with their products what colors are your shade range because they do the number system on that. All right, this is another one. You're going to have to order this at CVS or go into your local CVS to get it. This is by Joa Beauty, and it's the Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation Drop. So like it says, it's a dropper. It's thin yet thick, so it's got some weight to it. So it doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, but it blends out so easily. Again, it looks so natural. It kind of reminds me of the Japanese foundation. So it's just a different way of applying it, but I really recommend this one too. And last but not least is by CYO. It's their long-lasting foundation, Life Proof. I have heard for the longest time Taylor talk about this on her channel and how much she loves it, and she mixes it in with other foundations, which I keep meaning to do. My poor little thing, it's just all used up. But this is beautiful, you guys. It's just gorgeous. It's a thicker foundation, but it does not settle into your lines at all, and it just looks very, very natural. Again, these are all full coverage because that's what I prefer. So if you do not like full coverage at all, these will not be any of the foundations you're going to want to get unless you really want to go in and share them out. But I think as we age, those are the things we're looking for, is to cover stuff up. All right, I mentioned I wanted to sneak in one more drugstore product, and this is also by JCat. This is the Aquassurance Compact Foundation. What's awesome about this is they include a little sponge, which works so good, but you can actually use this either wet or dry. And either way, so I'll go in dry. It doesn't get cakey. It's great for quick touch-ups. And if I had my sponge wet, this applies like a dream. So again, doesn't look powdery at all on your skin. Either way, you can go either way with this. The downfall of it, it only comes in 2 shades. So this is the lightest color, Ivory. I forgot the name of the other one. But again, there's only 2 shades. I'll have links for everything down below in the description box for you. All right, guys, let's talk about some drugstore powders. This is one I can't believe how much I've used this. This is the Joa Selfie Ready Setting Powder in Translucent. And when I talk about how much I've used it, I took the sifter out of it so I could get to all of it. That's all I got. So I just placed an order because I don't have a CVS here in Oregon, and that's the only place you can get this is CVS. But I placed an order so I could get a couple of these, and that way I won't run. I have to wait a few days before I get it, so I know I'm going to run out. However, I also picked it up in the peach and then a banana shade, so I can use those in the meantime. I prefer the translucent, but the peach does a really good job if you need just a little bit of extra coverage on there too. Then the other one, and I think we all love this one, this is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I have mine in number 10, Fairlight. This stuff is just beautiful. What's it look like? I can get it to focus. There we go. So this one is just a beautiful, finely milled one, and it's so silky to the touch. Gosh, it's hard to explain because none of my other foundations have this feeling after you use them, but it just feels like it almost has like a little bit of a silicone feel to it. And then if you have problems setting your under eyes and getting your concealer or your foundation to crease on you, get the Essence Banana Powder. This is the Brighten Up Banana Powder. It's so cheap and it's so good. Again, you can use a brush, you can use a sponge with it. I prefer a brush under there, and I just really press it in under my eyes. I've gone more towards the Joa for doing the under eyes, but this is a great product to have on hand as well. This is going to be quick and easy when I talk about my drugstore bronzers. There's only 2 that I have really made part of my everyday routine when I do bronzers. First one, we all know, it's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This stuff smells like a dream. It lasts forever. I've been using this forever, and I probably need to replace it, although I don't see an expiration thing on it, but this is just beautiful. It blends out so well. It does have down below one of these little spongy applicators that I've never used in a mirror as well, so it makes it travel friendly. But that one's a must-have if you're looking for a good drugstore one. Second one I was pleasantly surprised on. This is by Makeup Revolution. It is their Chocolate Bar Bronzer and Highlighter Duo. So you get a bronzer and then a highlighter. I don't care for the highlighter, but I do like the bronzer in there. So the highlighter, just for me, do it on my nose, it's a little too much. I like subtle highlighters, and that one's just too much for my skin tone. It doesn't emphasize my pores, but that finger right there has the bronzer on it. You can see it at all. But again, it's another great one that doesn't look orange on your skin. All right, guys, now let's talk about drugstore blushes. The first one I'm going to talk about, I have all of these in 2 shades. This is the Essence Satin Touch Blush. I have both the Satin Love as well as the Satin Coral. Let me open these up real quick so you can see the actual shades inside. So we have a little bit of a glare. So again, this is the Satin Love and the Satin Coral. Just stunning, and they blend out like a dream. Nothing is ever patchy. You can actually even mix both these colors together and create your own color, and it just looks so pretty. The next one, again, I have 2 of these. So these are the Physicians Formula Butter Blushes. If you love the bronzer, you're going to love these too. So I have Vintage Rogue and Plum Rose. So these are the 2 shades there. Doesn't look like much, but when you put them on, they're just gorgeous, and they smell so yummy. All right, and the last blushes I'm going to recommend, speaking of scented and smelling really good, these are the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted. These are their scented blushes. So I have 190 in Bashful and 192 in Just Curious. So these are, again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They have a little mirror in the bottom, which is very handy. And they just smell really fruity, so really, really good. Again, these are drugstore, so very affordable. Get all the colors you can. All right, now for drugstore highlighters, I have 2 that I really like. This first one is by Physicians Formula, and I hope they still make it. I hope they do. What I like about this one is it's got different shades in it. So this is their powder palette in Mineral Glow Pearls. I can talk. This is in light bronze pearl. And let's open this puppy up. So you can see, depending on where you go in with your brush, you can just do an all-over swirl and get something like that. You can go in a concentrated area and get more of the gold. You can go into the bronzy shades. And it's just very, very subtle, and it does not emphasize my pores. So that's something that's very, very important to me when I am doing highlighter. Now, they also have a little hidden compartment with a little mirror, and it's got a cute little brush. So every time you want to go in and just add a little highlight, you can throw this in your purse. Just go in there. There you go. And then the next one I have is by Makeup Revolution, and I have not been able to find this anywhere in the States. You have to order it on their website. I think this comes in like 3 different shades total, but this is their Renaissance Illuminate, and this is in Radiant and Rose. For starters, just look at the packaging on this. Look how pretty that is. And then it's this beautiful cream shade on the back. You've got the little knobs that turn. It's got a beautiful mirror inside, but you get 3 different shades. So you have a nice kind of a peachy one, little bit lighter, and then you go into this beautiful, beautiful one. Yeah, that looks a little bright, and it kind of is, but it doesn't emphasize my texture at all. So again, this is one I'll put on and then go back in with a fluffy brush and kind of buff it out a little bit so it's not so blinding on me. Okay, so let's talk about some drugstore brow products, and I only have 3 that I use, and they all have totally different needs for me. So the first one is by Koki, and it is their highbrow. It's an angled eyebrow pencil. So you've got a spoolie at one end, and then you've got the product at the other. There we go. So it's got an angle to it. This is what it looks like when it comes out. It's not hard, and you can actually build up the color. It's kind of coming across kind of greenish on me right now, but it doesn't look like that in my brows. So as you can see, the more I put on, you can build up the color and go deeper and darker with it. But it's nice and creamy, and it just blends out really nice on my brows. The next one is, they do have a fine one as well, but I find that one's a little bit hard. So I really like the Joa Beauty. This is the Precision Brow Pencil. So again, you've got spoolie on one end, and then you can just see how fine that tip is there. And I'll go ahead. Let's kind of scribble it out there. So it's the one on the top, so you can get a lot more detail on that and really get those little hair strokes in there too. And speaking of getting little hair strokes, the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, this is the Brow Tint Pen. I'm sure you've seen these. These have been all the rage. This has 3 little brush bristles, I guess I should say. Get it to focus. There we go. I don't know how the product manages to get in there. You don't shake anything, but I keep thinking it's going to dry out. But what you do is you simply hold that and go in the direction of your brow hairs. Here, let me draw it on my hand. Why did these come across green? Oh, you know what? Because I had some other product on there. So that's looking so good. You can see how there's the little lines in it. So that really allows you to get in and draw those fine little hairs. All right, guys, I only have 3 drugstore liners that I use on my eyes. Since I don't use like liner to do like a wing liner or anything like that, I just strictly go with these gel ones. So the first one I have is by Maybelline, and it is their Precise Skinny. When they say skinny, they mean skinny. I think I need to get more. It's time for a refill on this one. Look how tiny that is. So this one, that is 1 stroke with it, and I didn't do very good. I didn't do it in pressure. But you can see how that is nice and jet black, and it's just so easy to go on, especially in your waterline. The next one is the Essence. This is the gel eye pencil, and it's waterproof. This comes in a lot of different shades too, so I just tend to get black. So Essence is the one below. These are so cheap. And then the last one is by Koki, and it's their Velvet Smooth Eyeliner. So this one is not retractable. You do need a sharpener with it. And there's 1 line with that one. So you can see just how beautiful those are. So you don't need to spend a lot of money just to get an eyeliner. So, you know, go to the drugstore, get them. All right, guys, I am here to tell you that when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, you do not need to spend an arm and a leg on them. Drugstore palettes are everywhere. So don't think of just going into the actual drugstore to get them. Look online, you'll find great palettes everywhere. I'm going to start off with one I think is a real hidden gem. I got this off of AliExpress, and I was so pleasantly surprised on it. But this is by iMagic. It's their professional 16-color eyeshadow palette. So it doesn't look like much on the outside. It's under $10. You get a great mirror inside. But look at these shades. Now, when I saw this, I thought, these are not going to be pigmented. Well, I was very wrong. Do swatch just for, oh my God, look at that. And they blend out like a dream. Look at that. So I'll have a link for this. Definitely, this is one you have to have this because it's just beautiful. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Be careful with that red color. It can kind of stain, so I would suggest using a knife primer. You don't want to have red eyelids and look like you are tired or sick or something like that, right? Okay, now we're going to talk about Morphe because even though Morphe is a little more up there, it's not really up there. And it's so inexpensive when you think about how many colors you get in each palette. So if I had to go through all of mine, this had to be my favorite. This is the 3502. There's nothing exciting about their packaging. They don't even give you a mirror inside, but you get 35 shades. And these just scream, these are for Karen. These are her colors. And I want to say this is like $22 or $23 for 35 eyeshadow colors. You cannot go wrong with that. Let me swatch some of these really quick again. Look at those. Just beautiful, beautiful. You can't go wrong with, I've never been disappointed in any of their palettes, and I have a lot of them. I did get rid of a few when I went through and did my declutter, but I just think these are a great find. The next one is also by Morphe, but this is the Jaclyn Hill palette that she collabed with them on. Now this one, poor thing, you're so beat up and dirty. Again, no mirror inside, but I like that because I don't want to pay extra for a mirror. Look at these shades. Are those not just gorgeous? I also did pick up her Vault collection, and I really like that one as well. But let's do a few little swatches because there's some pops of color in there too. Look at that. These blend out like a dream. So good, so good. And you can get these in Ulta, by the way. If you didn't know that, Morphe is in Ulta. They just don't have all the products in there, but they have a pretty good selection. So, and they have some makeup brushes in there as well. And then I've got two more. Both of these are ones I also found on AliExpress. This is by Kokoshi, and it's Meat Matte. This is going to be a dupe for one of the, oh God, who is that? You know, like whatever, the balm, sorry, that's it. This is the Size Matters one. It does have a nice mirror in there, but these are all mattes, and these are just beautiful. The black is not the blackest black you've ever seen in your life. It's more of a dark charcoal. So there's some swatches out of that one. And this works so wonderfully with that Eye Magic one. So you've got your mattes in one and all your shimmers in the other. And this next one, I did a video on it. You can go do a search for it. But this is the perfect dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So this is by Canby. It's their Molten Rock Heat. I did a side-by-side look. So I used this on one side and then the Urban Decay on the other. But I actually used the little mini one. But I used the same colors out of each. And it was absolutely the exact same thing. So they blend the same pigment, same color, same everything. And again, under $10, you cannot beat that price. All right, when it comes to drugstore mascaras, there's only two that I just really, really like. First one is going to be my Essence Volume Stylist Curl and Hold Mascara. Do not confuse it with the, here, lash extension one. So you can see they're totally different colors. This one keeps your lashes in place. It gives them length. Doesn't give a lot of volume to it, but I don't need the volume. I just need to keep my lashes separated in place. I love this one. It's so good. The other one is by L'Oreal, and it's the Voluminous Fiber Mascara, X Fiber Mascara. It's one of those dual-ended ones. I'm sorry I didn't bring that in here. I thought I had it in here, but I guess I don't. So you've got the fibers on one end and then the mascara on the other. And again, that really will add a lot to your lashes. So if your lashes are skimpy, that's a great way to go. And it too will keep your curl on your lashes. All right, when it comes to drugstore setting sprays, there's only 2 on my list. This one I've used forever. It's the Maybelline Master Fix by Face Studio. It's their Wear Boosting Setting Spray. The spray on this is not the best in the world. It's pretty good, but you will get little spit things at you every once in a while. So that one I like. And then also the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray is another really good one. This one, it's got a great mister on it, and it smells so good. So that one's a nice clean scent to it. So looking for drugstore pricing, these are the 2 to get. All right, guys, let's talk about a drugstore facial tools is the best way I can put it. I have 3 sponges that I absolutely love, and one of them I thought I had in here too, and I guess I don't. So the first one is going to be by Sonia Kashuk, and it's her makeup blender sponge. It's the marble one. You can get these single, or I think they're like $6 each, or you can get a 2-pack for $10. I have never had this split on me, ever. Never, ever, ever. It'll get kind of a weird shape to it. So this one's kind of looks like it's seen better days. But it cleans up really nice, and it's so fine, and this one's not wet obviously, but it just does such a good job. I really like the point on it to get in and do under my eyes. All right, sorry I had to take a little break there. Chewy decided he wanted to come in. So the next sponges I have just absolutely fallen in love with. Sorry if they're dirty because I filmed a video before this. But these are by Juno and Company. These are their velvet microfiber velvet sponge. I'm getting that right. I have found these now on Amazon, and you can either get single ones. They have like 4 packs of them for like $18. I also just picked this one up, which you can see there's a big difference in the way it's designed. The flat edges are a lot bigger on this one. So this one I'm using for powder. This one I'm using for concealer and foundation. It doesn't soak up as much of the product, and it really just leaves your makeup looking totally airbrushed. I mean, it can almost make any foundation look good. It comes in pink now too, so I just ordered one of those off their website, so I should be getting that next week or so. So I'll see if that makes any difference. And I think they have some other shapes as well, but they last forever, and I haven't had them split on me either, so I really like those. The last one I really, really like is by L'Oreal. It's their pink one, and I really thought I had it in here. That one does split after a little bit of time, but I really like the texture of that one, and that one's great for drugstore pricing. And then the last item, and I get asked this all the time, so I almost always have it down in my description box, is this is a lash comb. It's kind of dirty, sorry about that, but it is so good at getting in there. It's not going to work too well now because my mascara is dry, but it will like totally get any clumps out, separate those lashes, push everything back, and I just love this. It doesn't break because it's got the metal in it, and it's by, what is it by? Dokolar? Anyway, I have a link down below. They're so cheap. They're just a few bucks to get one of these, so I highly recommend that you get one of these. I actually have like 3 of them now, so I love them. All right, guys, when it comes to drugstore products for your hair, there's a lot of great products you can get out there very, very inexpensively. I'm afraid I didn't bring everything in again. Again, it's really late at night, and I don't want to go disrupt my husband. So I'll put pictures up here of things I don't have with me. But the first one is by OGX. It's their Ever Straight Brazilian Keratin Therapy Shampoo. I love this stuff. It really helps, especially when before I was doing my straightening treatment on my hair. but I still use it anyway because it just really helps make my hair so soft. The shafts don't get kind of frizzy. I don't get the little flyaway hairs all over the place. And then they also have the matching conditioner, which I absolutely love. I will goop that on my hair, put it up in a little clip, and go on with my shower and stuff. And the last thing I do is I rinse that out. That really moisturizes your hair and makes it silky straight. Not silky straight, so if you've got naturally curly hair, but it's going to help get rid of that frizziness and stuff. So really, really recommend those. Then, this is something I've recently found in doing my wig topper thing. By Schwarzkopf. It's the Got to Be Glued Blasting Freeze Spray. Have you ever watched the news and wondered how those female news anchors could get their hair to just stay out of their face, not move? It's always perfect. It looks like it's just like a plastic wig or something they put on that doesn't move. It's got to be this stuff, because I tell you, you have anything that you want to just keep in place, a little bit goes a long way with this, and it will just lock your hairs in place. You can go out in a windstorm, not to worry about your hair, because this is going to keep it, like it says, in a blasting freeze spray. Also, what I like to use on my hair, instead of getting a squirt bottle and doing this the whole time when you need just some water, is I pick these up at Sally's Beauty Supply. I have a smaller one, but this is the bigger one. This is by Salon Care, and it's their 360 mist sprayer. Watch this. So you get one long mist. I'm just doing one pump. Now I'm getting my desk all wet. But yeah, you don't have to do that all the time. You do one long pump and it just keeps it coming. So if you need to do anything, whether you're just wanting to dampen your hair a little bit, just get something wet, spray the plants down, these are awesome and they're so inexpensive. All right, the last one, I thought I had it in my hair, which is why I didn't bring it in, and I didn't. The Invisibobbles. I love those. I love how they don't leave any type of an indentation in my hair when I wear them. They don't pull out my hairs at all. They just are so good. I have them in black and brown and clear, so I just picked up a whole bunch of different colors and I keep mine more and more. If you don't know what I'm talking about, those are like the spiral keychain things. Remember those that you used to wear like around your wrist? But these are for your ponytails. They will stretch out and get bigger and bigger, and all you need to do is get some water brought to boiling, take it off the stove. You could do a coffee cup full of hot water in the microwave for just like 2 minutes, and then just drop it down in there and it will shrink back down to its original shape and size. So it just brings it right back to life. So I love those because it doesn't put those dents in my hair, and it just is a lot healthier for my hair too. So I think that is the last of the drugstore products. All right, guys, that brings us to the very end of all of the products that I fell in love with in 2018. Okay, not all of them. There's a lot more that I could have gone on and on about, but we would be here for 3 days. So I just wasn't going to do that to you guys. But you get the idea. Those are my very favorites of things that I fell in love with that are drugstore. So again, keep in mind, just because something is drugstore doesn't mean it's any less quality than those high-end products. A lot of times it's a lot better than the high-end products. So hopefully you will find some products that you like. Keep in mind, I always have the items listed down below in the description box. Hopefully there's enough room for everything that I'm listing down there. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that already, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos. That's every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if you have any comments, questions, tell me what you were loving in the year 2018. So tell me what it is you were loving in 2018. If there's something I didn't put in there, tell me about it. Maybe it's something I need to try out. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. Again, I love you all, and bye-bye.